It's frustrating, isn't it? You push yourself to eat clean and work out. You spend all that time and energy. You finally reach the weight that you want. And after 6 months, you're back to square one. Or even worse, you're even at a higher weight than what you originally started at. This cycle of dieting seems to be a fact of life for many people. Well, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be like this. But you're gonna have to pay attention because in all fairness, it's your fault that this is happening. So here's how to fix it. First of all, let's start with a depressing fact that many of you probably already know. About 90% of diets fail. Now that number is really not conclusive. It could be 80, could be 95. Bottom line, many diets don't work in the long term. But by fail, we don't mean that they're not doing their job, at least not technically. Some, but not all, diet plans are tailored to the individual's needs, they are backed by scientific principles, and they get the job done. And by get the job done, we mean that they help the individual reach their weight goal. But even those diet plans fail in the long term. And by failing, we mean that they are not able to help the individual retain that weight loss over the long term, usually around 12 months or more after the weight loss itself has ended. Now, is this the diet's fault? Not necessarily. So is it your fault, the person that's following the diet? Well, kinda. Here's two things many people don't tell you about diets. Number one, not everyone should be following them. In fact, most people that follow diets should not be following them. I'll get to that in a minute. And number two, they're useless on their own for most people. Now let me explain. First of all, not everyone is ready to follow a diet plan. In fact, the irony is that the people that usually follow diet plans are the exact same people that should not be following diet plans. See, while diet plans come in many shapes and sizes, most of them, at least I hope so, promote a healthy, clean way of eating. And a lot of them, unfortunately, force the user into specific dogmas like eating 5 to 6 small meals a day or cutting out carbs. The problem is that this is realistically very difficult for a person that has not yet built solid nutritional habits to follow. Even if a diet is tailored to the person's schedule and eating patterns, it's probably still gonna be very difficult to sustain long term. Now, I made a video about why people can't stick to diets long term, in which I go over more detail about this exact subject. You can check out the video if you want. I'll also link it in the description. But the bottom line is, most people can't stick to a long-term diet plan because it's just not realistic for them at that point in time. Which brings me to the second point. Do you know why diets are useless on their own for most people? This is a pop quiz. Write down in the comments if you know why diets are useless for most people. Well, the reason is simple. Most diets by themselves do not help you build something long-lasting and permanent. At least most of them don't. A diet, by its very nature, is something that promotes temporariness. I think that's a word. It's something that you follow, you reach your goal, and then you stop. This means that it is entirely pointless unless your habits and lifestyle are already at a point at which they can sustain that weight loss. Think of it like this. It's like saving up money for years and years, or even worse, getting a loan to buy an expensive car which you can't then sustain, and you'll have to sell it after 2 weeks. Why bother then? Why bother buying the car if you know that you're not gonna be able to maintain it and you're gonna have to sell it? It's the exact same principle with dieting. And let me make something clear. This is not a rant on diets. Diets are fine, diets can work. In fact, I'm a dietitian. It's literally my job to make diets for people. But apart from being based on the individual's characteristics like weight, age, exercise level, etc., a diet needs to be individualized for a person's realistic capabilities. And it also needs to be combined with behavioral changes. If these two conditions are not met, you will almost certainly put back the weight that you lost. A lot of people take years to realize this. Hell, some people even build better nutrition habits through years and years of dieting. But there is a far easier method to get the same result. And what is that method? It's just changing your approach from the beginning. Do you want to stop regaining the weight after you lose it? Then the answer is simple. Just shift your mindset from I want to lose weight to I want to become healthier, or I want to build a better lifestyle. If you live a sedentary lifestyle and your nutrition habits are garbage, instead of saying, I'm gonna exercise 5 times a week and diet down to lose weight for the 52nd time, instead just say, I'm gonna exercise once per week and change 1 or 2 of my bad nutrition habits. And once you get used to that change, then you can improve a little bit more. Change 1 or 2 additional bad habits. Work out for an additional day or add 15 minutes to your workout. Over time, these changes are gonna compound and they're gonna lead to a much more sustainable result. Because at this point, you're not actually following a diet or a program. You're actually building up to something. Take a hard look at where you are right now and how you can start improving. That is pretty much the only way to get sustainable results. Yes, it's going to take longer than just following a strict diet or program, but trust me, it's gonna be far quicker than you keep trying and failing at dieting for years and years on end. And if you do wanna follow a diet plan, that's absolutely fine. But make sure the diet plan is not just based on your needs, but also your realistic capabilities. And you can slowly start cleaning it out over time. So that was the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please drop a like. I would really appreciate a comment, perhaps even subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one.